Hi everyone, welcome to DIY Ideas. So today we're doing an animal shaped cushion. In my case it's a fox and I made it super tiny, as you can probably notice. So you can do other animals as well. You can do reindeer or deer or owls or all kinds of stuff actually. I'll show you. So the ears can be done differently and that kind of changes pretty much the entire animal that you're doing. So as I said, a deer is possible, or a cat or an owl. If you have more experience, you can of course make it a little bit complicated, or you can keep it simple like I did. You can do different sizes as well depending on how much fabric you have. So yeah, let's get started. So you need some fabric, and that can be anything you want. So I'll tell you a bit more about that later. Then you need some stuffing or beans or rice or whatever you would like to stuff your cushion with. Then you will need some pins and some fabric scissors. So here is my first piece. You see the planned shape that I already cut out. So this is for a fox, super easy. So it's a little bit larger oval shape and it has this circle edge here for the ears. So that's going to be our ears on top, but you could do this a bit differently depending on the animal you're doing. But 2 ears work with almost any animal. So squirrel or deer or an owl or a cat, as I mentioned, pretty much anything. So anyway, that's the back. Here is the front. So my version of a fox face. So I took the same size and shape as the back, so as I showed you, and the size is of course completely up to you. I did this tiny size because this is just a little bit of leftover fabric that I decided to use. So yeah, then I have here the black circles, that's our eyes. So this is thin felt. I always like to use a little bit thinner felt for eyes and noses and stuff like that because it's really great and never frays. So I already glued this together so that it stays in place where it should, of course. But if you're doing this for a baby or an infant or somebody smaller, then you can skip that and of course make it baby safe with regular stitches that you can do by hand or with your sewing machine. So all that you need to take care of is that there is no glue. You can just pin the whole thing and yeah, just make sure it all stays in place and then do all of the stitches around. So in my case, I'll actually do both. I did glue instead of pins, but I will still stitch it up. So yeah, for the fox here, you see we have 2 eyes, a nose, and the white spots. So around the eyes, and you see that I used all kinds of fabric here. So if you're a beginner, make sure to use something that stretches in a similar way because otherwise it can get a little bit tricky. A very stretchy and a not stretchy fabric don't always cooperate well. But yeah, apart from that, you can use anything you want and anything you like. Just make sure you match it nicely and you're satisfied with the way it looks. So I prepped this already and I'll stitch the parts together and then I'll get back to you and show you how to continue. So I finished these stitches and now when you're happy with the way your front and back look, you can take your back. Optionally, you could do a tail on here, so pretty much anything dangling from the back, or a backside with some hair or whatever, so depends on the animal again. And yeah, I'll leave this as it is. I'm satisfied with the way it looks now. So when you stuff it and when it's together, you can't really change a lot of it. So now would be the perfect time to do that. So when you're happy with the way it looks, take your 2 main pieces and put them pretty side on pretty side away from you like this. Align nicely and then pin. So you can leave your opening somewhere where it's not super obvious, so in the middle, for example. So the middle would be bad because when I close it up by hand, you notice it pretty much right away, but the side is just fine. So just make sure it's not a spot with too many thick layers because it's gonna get tricky then. So just make sure you pick any side section that's not too thick to work with. Otherwise, do the stitches all around, leave an opening, and continue connecting the whole edge all around. Now we can turn this inside out, and we can take care that we make it very carefully and we don't rip the fabric. Now we can stuff it with anything we want, just not too much at a time. And make sure you get into the corners nicely. There's a really cool trick with a regular pin, I'll show you, so you can kind of push the corners out with it. So I closed the opening and I'm already done. So this is a super small cushion in my case and it's still super fluffy. So I did the size because I didn't have any more of the orange fabric, but I still find it super cute. And you can do this as a gift for anyone, even for yourself. So you can do a really nice gift for yourself, so to speak. The cool thing is that you can also do different colors on here. So that would work really great. So you can do different decorative pieces on the forehead, for example. And yeah, there's a lot of room for making it really the way you like it. It's also great for beginners and for practice. The stitches are also pretty easy to do, so they're not too difficult or tricky. The stuffing as well. So the three-dimensional effect and the closing up is something you can practice with this project as well. And yeah, I hope you guys like it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the project. Feel free to let me know how you did this, if you tried a different animal, if you did the fox just like I did, what you changed up, what fabrics you used. Feel free to share anything you'd like. The comment section is below and open as always, and we're always looking forward to feedback, so feel free to share. Anyway, if you did enjoy, feel free to shoot us a thumbs up and you can subscribe to stay tuned with our next videos. And until then, I wish you a wonderful day. Bye!